Concessions were introduced in 2014 in a bid to make up the competition and give potential manufacturers a more competitive platform. Dorna Sports is thinking about bringing back manufacturer support in hope to revive the struggling Japanese companies Yamaha and Honda given the current MotoGP situation. Between 2015 and 2017, these concessions helped bring Suzuki, Aprilia and KTM to the grid. After a manufacturer got 6 concession points in a season, 3 for a win, 2 for a second, and 1 for a third, concessions were taken away from it. The latest manufacturer to lose concessions was Aprilia, who did so last year, but in 2023, all manufacturers are tied to the same rules. The only legal option under the current set of regulations for someone to receive those concessions once more is for none of its riders to finish on the podium in any of the Sunday races, which Honda and Yamaha have already accomplished with Alex Rinz's victory and Fabio Quartararo's third-place finish in the America's Grand Prix, respectively. With only 2 bikes on the grid in 2023, Yamaha is at the bottom of the constructors' standings, and Honda, who has 4 riders, is only 7 points ahead of them in 4th. Alberto Puig, the head of the Honda team, informed the media at the Dutch Grand Prix last weekend in Assen that no discussions on possible concessions for the Japanese marques has yet taken place. "We haven't yet spoken about this with Dorna, and we're not sure how it will turn out," he said. "I can't give a specific response, since we don't have a lot of information just now. Honda must work to make its bike better, rather than hoping that the championship will help in this effort." While it is true that the Manufacturers Association, MSMA, has not yet officially thought about the possibility of bringing back concessions, we believe that such a move is inevitable and that the topic will most likely be mentioned at the British Grand Prix after the summer break. Prior to then, no MSMA meetings are planned, but it's not completely impossible that the manufacturers may virtually meet during the summer shutdown. It makes sense to assume that Dorna will submit each of its plans individually, fix the problem in the MSMA, and then seek final approval from the Grand Prix Commission. A Ducati representative stated, "We are open to talking about it, but no one has officially told us of anything. What is clear is that the criteria for the re-awarding of the concessions to be decided have to be absolutely objective, not à la carte for Yamaha and Honda. The MotoGP grid will remain at 22 bikes for the 2024 season, as Dorna Sports' Chief Sporting Officer Carlos Ezpeleta ruled out an extra team joining the field, so we can still call it a Ducati Cup. The grid was cut down by 2 at the end of last year when Suzuki elected to quit MotoGP, citing financial reasons for its decision to withdraw 1 year into a new contract with the championship. In recent weeks, there have been rumours about the possibility of KTM expanding its presence to 6 bikes for 2024, as it looks to find a place for its prodigal talent Pedro Acosta. However, in an interview with the Tot Costa programme on Catalunya Radio, Ezpeleta confirmed there would be no extra team in 2024 and states Dorna would prefer to have the grid capped at 20 bikes. "There are no plans to have more than 22 bikes next year," Ezpeleta said. "In fact, for us, the ideal number is 20. From what I understand, we will have the pleasure of having Pedro in MotoGP. But then there are some conversations between Pedro and his team and his manufacturer to be had. KTM's seat issue revolves around the fact that its factory team duo Jack Miller and Brad Binder are contracted until the end of 2024, while Tech 3's Paul Espargaro also has a 2-year deal. Rookie Augusto Fernandez does not have his future secured beyond 2023, but has so far performed solidly in his first season, scoring a best of 4th at the French Grand Prix. Acosta confirmed during the Dutch Grand Prix weekend that he would be stepping up to MotoGP in 2024 after 2 seasons in Moto2. Honda MotoGP team manager Alberto Puig is concerned at the timeframe needed to improve his underperforming bike and fears to fix it in 2 months will not be easy. As MotoGP enters its 6-week summer break, Honda is looking to solve its MotoGP crisis with 3 of its riders out injured and a bike which is still at the back of the field alongside fellow Japanese manufacturer strugglers Yamaha. To make matters worse, during the triple header in June, Honda lost Joan Mir and Alex Rins to injury, while Marc Marquez battled through the pain of a fractured rib and hand, which still stopped him from contesting the 2 Grand Prix races at the Sachsenring and Assen. With a severely reduced rider force to lead development, and a change of philosophy at odds with HRC bosses, Puig concedes resurrecting Honda's 2023 MotoGP season is a tough ask. It's not a good moment when you have 3 riders in and out of hospital. And the problems we are facing lately, it's not going to be possible to turn things around from night to day, Puig said. It's clear that we still could not find a solution. It's not that we're not trying, but we're not at the point of solving it. The situation is not good at all, but the only thing we can do is keep trying to come out of this. We are a long way behind. Frankly speaking, to fix it in 2 months will not be an easy task. If you don't try, you never know. But it would be very optimistic to think we will have a higher performance bike in 2 months. Honda has seen its European factory rivals all jump ahead with MotoGP bike development over the last couple of years, with Ducati currently dominating from KTM and Aprilia. But Puig says adopting the approach by its competition hasn't been a ploy its Japanese management are comfortable with. The European brands, in the last few years, were very aggressive in their approach to bike development and took risks, he explained. The Japanese are much more conservative, but with the parts that are currently on the table, and based on the results, surely they have to change that approach and be more reactive than they have been so far. 3 months have passed, but Marquez still hasn't seen the checkered flag in a Sunday race. His mood has an air of desperation, which only lends weight to the arguments of those who believe his only chance of fulfilling his goals is a split with his current team before his contract expires. That's especially because while Honda appears to know how to turn the situation around, it is unwilling to implement the necessary changes to make an effective recovery. The coronavirus pandemic wreaked havoc on Honda, Yamaha and Suzuki. This trio were more severely affected than Ducati, KTM and Aprilia during that period. In fact, the entire World Championship circus that travelled to Motegi last September still required a special visa to enter the country. That blockade, combined with the long-term absence of Marquez as he spent a year without racing, the giant step taken by Ducati both in terms of performance and in achieving numerical dominance, combined with the evident improvement of Aprilia and KTM, explains the apparent bewilderment of Yamaha and Honda following Suzuki's call to pull the plug at the end of 2022. That disorientation is apparent because individuals within both companies have a diagnosis of their issues, and also the remedy to solve it. Honda's regular spokesperson, aside from Marquez, who gets the majority of attention, is team manager Alberto Puig. The top management of HRC, led by President Koji Watanabe, makes operational decisions, which are afterwards communicated through Chief Technical Officer Shinichi Kokubu and HRC Director Tetsuhiro Kuwata. The team would need to give approval for the hiring of technical experts in sectors where the RC213V clearly falls behind other prototypes, such as aerodynamics. What are your thoughts? Will Honda and Yamaha have concessions, or will they rather leave the premium class? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for new upcoming videos of MotoGP. Thanks for watching.